सदा बालरूपापि विघ्नाद्रिहन्त्री महादन्ति वक्त्रापि पञ्चास्य मान्या विधीन्द्रादिमृग्या गणेशाभिधाम्ने विधत्तां श्रियं कापि कल्याणमूर्तिः। So we do a quick punaravartana. See, so we have been looking at Damanaka-pingalaka-samvadah, conversation happening between Damanaka and Pingalaka. So Damanaka is expounding Seva Dharma. So he already spoke about Seva Dharma to Karataka. He is now talking about the same to Pingalaka, so that Pingalaka can understand the importance of having faithful, loyal sevakas around him. Lohitakhyasya cha manehe padmaragasya chantaram yatra nasti katham tatra kriyate ratna vikrayaha. Ratna vikrayaha, selling of gemstones, ratnas. How can it be done? Katham va kriyate. How can it be done where there is no difference between this lohita money called lohita, which is again red in color, and the precious padmaraga, ruby, where there is no difference between these two? How can a person think of making a business out of selling gemstones in that place? Nirvishesham yada swami samam bhrityeshu vartate tatrodhyama-samarthanam utsahah parihiyate. Yada, when swami nirvishesham, swami does not discriminate. Here discrimination again is not in a very positive sense, but he is rather than saying discrimination, here nirvishesha means indifference. There is no reward for a person who is working hard. He treats him and the one who is just wasting time the same way. Bhrityeshu samam vartate tatra vyoma-samskrta-pathasala utsahaha parihiyate. So in such a place, those who are capable of working hard and producing good results, their utsaha, their enthusiasm fades away over time. Navina parthivo bhrityair abhritya parthivam vina deshancha vyavaharoyam paraspara nibandhanaha. Again, very important verse. Parthivaha bhrityaihi vina na. So there is no king without his sevakas, and there is no sevaka without a king. So that is how their relationship is. Deshamcha ayam vyavaharaha paraspara nibandhanaha. So one is dependent on the other. So they have an interdependent relationship. So even though there is a hierarchy, it does not mean that the job done by one person is superior and that of the other person is inferior. It is not like that. There is no superiority or inferiority, but hierarchy is there for the sake of accomplishment of task. That's all. Otherwise, the task will not be accomplished. Work cannot be done. That is why there is hierarchy, but there is no superiority or inferiority. Vina swayam raja lokanugrahakaribihi. So a brilliant king and is not helpful. A brilliant king cannot shine because of his own brilliance alone. Just like how the sun will be of no use without his rays, without his mayukas. So similarly, lokanugrahakaribihi bhrityaihi sevakaihi vina, without those sevakas who do lokanugraha, who accomplish tasks for the praja and thereby grace them, just like the rays of the sun. Without them, tejasvi, swayam tejasvi api raja na shobhate. He could be a brilliant person, but he does not shine. That is, he is not recognized. Arais sandharyate nabhir nabhau charah pratisthitaha swami sevakayorevam vritti chakram pravartate. Voice is breaking. Is it so? Can someone else confirm, please? Shravan Mahodaya says that voice is not clear. And background noise, is it? It could be because of the fan. Maybe I'll turn. I hope it is better now. Clear. Okay. All right. Thank you. Yeah, it's because of the fan. Arais sandharyate nabhir nabhaucharav pratishtitaha swami sevakayorevam vrittichakram pravartate. So their everyday dealings, this wheel of activity, how is that sustained? Just like the spokes of the wheel sustain its nave, its center. Similarly, and the center is sustained by the spokes, and the spokes are sustained by the center. Evameva swami sevakayoho madhye vrittichakramapi pravartate. Dealings between the king and his servants also proceed in the same manner. One is dependent on the other. Shirasa vidhruta nityam snehena paripalitaha kesha api virajyante nisneha kimna sevakaha. So nityam shirasa vidhrutaha. So keshaha that are always borne by the head, right? The head carries the keshas. Snehena paripalitaha. So they are nurtured, taken care by oil. And even if they are regularly done, okay, so nityam shirasa vidhrutaha, nityam snehena paripalitaha, parantu kadachit evam nabhavati chet. Okay, so kadachit, if we stop applying oil for some time, okay, then the keshas will get rough, right? Similarly, sevakas, nisneha sevaka will also leave the king. Virajyante, esham viragaha bhavati. Okay, so they get, they do not have that passion to work for this king anymore when they feel that their work is not being realized, so they will leave. So they have to be regularly taken care of. Raja tushto hi bhrityanam arthamatram prayachati te tu sammanamatreena pranairapyupakuruvat. So Raja arthamatram prayachati. So the king gives the sevaka some kind of a compensation for his work, monetary compensation, or there are other kinds of compensation, but that is all he can do. That is all he does. But then sammanamatreena, by just because the king respects him, the king honors him, a sevaka can give his life for the king. So that is the kind of attitude that a sevaka has. So this just describes the greatness, glory of loyalty, how the fierce loyalty of the sevaka. This the king has to understand and he has to appreciate the state. Evam jnatva narendrena bhrityah karya vichakshanaha kulina shaurya samyukta shakta bhakta kramagataha. So having understood all this, having known all this, a king must wisely employ his bhrityas. He must employ wise people as his servants, as his sevakas. They must be kulinas. They must be born and brought up in a very fine family, and then they have to be courageous and then capable and then devoted, and they must have a proper krama. So they must have come in a proper, they must have got their role in a traditional way. Okay? So there is no breach of tradition anywhere. It is not that somebody, because of some kind of a conspiracy, usurping some job. These things are not there, and he properly deserves it, and he has come. So the king has to take care that such sevakas are around him. Yah kritva sukritam rajno dushkaram hitamuttamam lajjaya vaktino kinchit tena raja sahayavan. So yaha sevakaha rajnyaha dushkaram uttamam hitam sukritam kritva. So he does something that is really beneficial, immensely hitakara for the king, and he accomplishes such a task which is very difficult to accomplish in a very easy manner. He does it with grace, with ease, and lajjaya kinchit navakti, and out of modesty, he does not even talk about it. Such a sevaka, if a king is blessed by having such sevakas around him, that is real, sahaya. So he becomes a real sahayavan. Okay, sahayaha, okay, means help. Right? So he has real helpers around him who are ready to do such great things for him. Yasmin krityam samaveshya nirvishankena chetasa asyate sevakas sasyat kalatram iva chaparam. So that sevaka is like another wife, another close, really close person with whom one can confide anything. Such a aparam kalatram iva कीदृशः सः यस्मिन् कृत्यं समावेश्य राजा निर्विशङ्केन चेतसा आस्यते. So having allotted the task to such a sevaka, the Raja can be peaceful, okay, without any kind of shanka, any kind of doubt in his heart if this task will be accomplished or not accomplished. Without any such doubt, if the king is able to be free, then such a sevaka is like another kalatra, a very, very loyal, close partner to the king. Yonahutas samabhyeti dvaritishthati sarvada prishtas satyam mitam brute sabhrityorho mahibhuja. Yaha nahutaha samabhyeti. Without being called for, he comes. Sarvada dvaritishthati is always available at the door. Prishtaha, when asked, satyam brute mitam brute, speaks the truth and speaks in a very short way. Does not give lectures, but just speaks what is needed. Sahabhrityaha mahibhujam arha. So such a sevaka deserves royal service. Anadishtopi bhupasya drishtva hanikarancha yaha yatate tasya nashaya sabhrityorho mahibhujam. Bhupasya hanikaram drishtva. So sensing some kind of a danger or some kind of a bad event for the king, which is not good for him. Tadrisham kinchit drishtva yaha anadishtaha api. Even when he is not ordered, even when he is not instructed to, to accomplish, take away that, that thorn which is there in the path, even when uninstructed, yaha tasya nashaya yatate. The one who puts efforts towards the destruction of, that danger. Saha bhrityaha mahibhujam arha. So such a sevaka again deserves to be in royal service. Taditopi, duruktopi, danditopi, mahibhuja, yona chintayate papam sabhrityorho mahibhuja. Mahibhuja taditaha api. So even when hit, okay, by the king, even when physically hit by the king or abused by the king. Okay? But again, we have to understand this is something that happens occasionally. It's not a regular behavior. Api duruktaha api. So even when he is spoken harshly to, and then danditaha api, even when he is punished for a crime that he did not commit. Yaha na papam chintayate, the one who does not wish bad things for the king, the one who does not wish papa for the king. Sahabhrityaha mahibhujam arhaha. Sahabhrityaha bhavitum arhati. He is fit for service. Is fit for serving the king. So again, we'll have to remember that this kind of a behavior is occasional, and we also have to understand that such kind of behavior can be expected, so seva dharma is expounded now. So this is all from the perspective of the sevaka. We have seen verses from the perspective of the Swami as to how he has to be so that he can be deserving of such sevakas. That is very important. Swami Lakshana and Sevaka Lakshana. So if we read it, we have to understand it together. If we just, pick up some kind of a seva dharma verse, let us say this verse, Taditopi Duruktopi, looks like a really, really exploitative shloka, right? But it is not true. The Swami also has his dharma. He has to follow that. So if such a Swami is there, then he deserves such a seva. Mutually beneficial relationship it is. So I think we stopped here. We finished this also. Nagarvam kurte mane napamane cha tapyate swakaram rakshayedyastu sabhrityorho mahibhujam. So yaha mane garvam na kurute. So when he is honored, when he is awarded gifts, when he is appreciated by the king, he does not become too arrogant. apamanena tapyate. When he is ignored, he doesn't feel bad because he knows the heart of the king. Because the sevaka has, see, all this seva dharma is after becoming a sevaka to a particular king, okay, or a particular swami. But the sevaka has the choice to choose his swami. This was also expounded by Damanaka. I think when he was conversing with Karataka, he said that it is in fact very important that a sevaka chooses the right swami, the right patron. Right? We saw that. So the sevaka has the choice there. So he has to use his mind and analyze the qualities of the swami and arrive and conclude and finally identify a swami who is worthy of such service. Okay? So he has to be moved by the gunas of the swami, and then he knowingly by choice signs up for this. And once he signs up, these are his dharmas, these are his duties. So once he has verified that this person is, I have verified him, I have understood him thoroughly. I have verified him in 100 different ways. I know for sure that these are his qualities. So such a person, I can serve him. So once he decides this, okay, then taditopi duruktopi, because tadana will not happen every now and then with such a kind of swami. Durukti also is not going to happen every day. So he has already tested the king in 100 ways, and then finally, out of choice, decides to start working for that king. Once he starts working, loyalty is very important. Is what tapadyaischa sabom. I'm sorry, I got logged off. Am I audible now? It's clear, audible, right? Clear. Okay. Thank you. Nakshudha pidyate yastu nidrayana kadachana nachashita tapadyaisha sabhrityorho mahi bhujam. Nakshudha na kshudha pidyate yaha tu nidraya na kadachana na cha shita atapa adyaihi cha saha bhrityaha arhaha mahi bhujam. Yaha tu kshudha na pidyate nidraya kadachana na pidyate shita atapa adyaihi na pidyate saha bhrityaha mahi bhujam arhaha. So the sevaka is not bothered, is not affected by hunger. Kshudha is the shabda, mula shabda, kshudha. And the tritiya ekavachana is kshudha. So by hunger, he is not tormented. He is not tormented by hunger, not afflicted by hunger. Kshudha na pidyate. Because when there is a call from the king, he cannot be thinking about his own hunger. because it could be he has to address it immediately. So that is the idea. So he should not be, bothered by hunger. Similarly, nidraya kadachana na pidhyate. He is not afflicted, he is not tormented by nidra. He loses sleep for a few days, it is okay. He will not become weak for that, because of that. Okay? And so he has to be a strong person is the idea. Okay? So he should not go off on medical leaves frequently. Okay? He should never be always available. So he has to be strong. Shudhana pidhyate, nidrayana pidhyate, shita atapa adyehi na pidhyate. It's not afflicted, it's not tormented, it's not bothered by cold, heat, etc. Nothing affects him much. When that is, he prioritizes royal service over his own personal preferences. Akshudha pidhyate, nidrayana pidhyate, shita atapa adyehi, by cold, heat, etc. na pidhyate. Saha bhrityaha mahibhujam arhaha. Shutva sangramikim vartam bhavishyam swaminam prati prasannasyo bhavedyasku sabhrityorho mahibhujam. Yaha shrutva sangramikim vartam bhavishyam swaminam prati prasanna asyaha bhavet yaha tu saha bhrityaha arhaha mahibhujam. So yaha bhavishyam sangramikim vartam shrutva. When there is an impending war, okay, so there is somebody that is going to attack the kingdom, so he hears the news that there is going to be a war. Yaha bhavishyam. Bhavishyam means it is going to happen in the near future. Sangram. Sangramikim vartam. Varta is news. Sangrama is war. Sangramikim vartam is a news about war, related to war. So Sangramikim vartam shrutva swaminam prati. I'm sorry, there is a typo here. Swaminam prati prasanna asyaha. So he does not show slightest fear. Okay. He does not display slightest fear on his face. There is no reaction. He is pleasant, smiling as usual. Swaminam prati. In front of his king, he does not display slightest fear. That too much of trust he has on his Swami. That is what he is conveying. This in turn boosts the confidence of the king to go and fight the war for his people, right, who are trusting him immensely. So he will go with extra confidence, go win the war. So Swaminam prati prasannasyaha bhavet. It's nischintaha asti. It's pleasant. He has a smiling face. After hearing the news of a war, he's confident that his Swami will take care. Saha bhrityaha mahibhujam arhaha. So such a bhritya is deserving of royal service. Same. Sima vridhim samayati shukla paksha ivodurat niyoga samsthite yasmin sabhrityorho mahibhujam. Sima vridhim samayati shukla paksha ivodurat niyoga samsthite yasmin sabhrityorho mahibhujam. Sima vridhim samayati shukla pakshe iva udurat. Shukla pakshe iva udurat niyoga samsthite yasmin saha bhrityaha arhaha mahibhujam. Yasmin niyoga samsthite. When so when he is in employment, when a person is employed, when this sevaka is employed, shukla pakshe udurat iva vridhim samayati. Sima, sorry, Sima is missing in the Anvaya. Yasmin niyoga samsthite, in whose period of service, niyoga samsthite, they are in niyoga, they are in charge. So when whose period of service, Sima, borders. Shukla pakshe uduradiva vriddhim samayati. So the borders of the Rashtra expand. The borders expand, and they don't expand because of some brutal conquest or anything. It gradually expands. Like Shukla pakshe udurativa. So udurat is Chandraha. So Udu is another name, Paryaya pada for nakshatra. So nakshatranam patihi Chandraha, Udurat. Shukla pakshe Chandraha yatha vriddhim samayati. The way Chandra gradually grows in the Shukla paksha, in the same way, in whose period of service the borders of a Rashtra gradually expand, Saha Bhrityaha Mahi Pujam Arha. So such a person deserves royal service. Sima Sankocha Mayati Vanhau Charma Ivahitam Sthite Yasmin Satutyajyo Bhrityo Rajyam Samihata. Sima Sankocha Mayati Vanhau Charma Ivahitam Sthite Yasmin Satutyajyo Bhrityo Rajyam Samihata. Sima Sankocham Ayati Vanhau Charma Iva Ahitam Sthite Yasmin Saha Tu Tyajyaha Bhrityaha Rajyam Samihata. Yasmin Sthite. So in whose period of service, Vanhau Ahitam Charma Iva. So Charma is skin of an animal. So Vanhau Ahitam Charma Iva. So when this skin is placed in Vanhi, what happens? It contracts. It contracts. So Vanhau Ahitam Charma Iva Sima Yasmin Sthite Sankocham Aya. So the borders now gradually contract. That is the area occupied by the territory of the king is gradually contracting. It is reducing. Whosever time period this is happening, Saha Bhrityaha Rajyam Samihata Rajnya Tyajyaha. So the king who aspires for a prosperous kingdom, who wants to have a very fine Rajya, who aspires for a fine Rajya, should abandon such a Bhritya. Saha Bhrityaha, that kind of a Bhritya has to be abandoned, has to be left by the king who aspires for a nice kingdom, a prosperous kingdom. Saha Bhrityaha Rajyam Samihata Rajnya Tyajyaha. Sarvatha Tyajyaha. Now, Damanaka continues. Tatha Shrigaloyam iti manyamanena mamopari swamina yadyavagnya kriyate tadapyayuktam uktancha yataha. Tatha Shrigalaha ayam iti manyamanena mama upari swamina yadi avagnya kriyate tat api ayuktam uktam cha yataha. So he says, you might not take me seriously and not pay respect to my words by thinking that he is after all a Shrigala. This is after all a jackal, and I am the lion. I am the king of the forest. What could he possibly offer me? This kind of an attitude you could have, Pingalaka, but that is not yukta. That is not right. Tatha and Shrigalaha ayam. This is after all a jackal. Iti evam rupena, thinking thus, manyamanena, by thinking like this, swamina, by you, manyamanena swamina, evam manyamanena swamina tvaya, mama upari, on me, yadi avagnya kriyate. In case you show disrespect, you don't pay respect to my words, you don't give me the post or the respect that I should deserve out of my qualities. But if you're just going to look at the aspect of me being a Shrigala, tadapi ayuktam, that is not right. Why? Uktancha yataha. Kausheyam krimijam suvarnamupala durvapi goro mataha. I think when I converted this to PDF, this has happened. It is suvarnamupala durvapi goro mataha. Kausheyam krimijam suvarnamupala durvapi goro mataha. Pankattamarasam shashankaudatheerindivaram gomayat. Kashtadagnirahe sphanadapi manirgopittato rochana. Prakashyam swagunodayena gunino gachanti kim janmana. Kausheyam krimijam suvarnamupala durvapi goro mataha. Pankattamarasam shashankaudatheerindivaram gomayat. Kashtadagnirahe sphanadapi manirgopittato rochana. Prakashyam swagunodayena gunino gachanti kim janmana. Kausheyam krimijam suvarnam upalat durva api goro mataha. Pankat tamarasam shashankaha udadhehe indivaram gomayat. Kashthat agnihi ahehe phanat api manihi gopittataha rochana. Prakashyam swaguna udayena guninaha gachanti kim janmanam. So I think the words, even if you're not going to understand all the words that are here, we can understand through a couple of words that are here. For example, Kim Janmana ityanena shlokasya bhavaha kaha iti jnatum shakyate. We can guess at least. So what is the point in looking at somebody's birth as to where is he coming from? Kim Janmana. Janmana Kim. Guninaha swagunodayena prakashyam gachanti. So guninaha, so people who have fine qualities, gunis, swaguna udayena. So because of the udaya of the rising of their qualities. Okay, rising here means as the fine qualities that are latent in them start manifesting outside, once they are expressed, because of those gunas, these people prakashyam gachanti. So they attain fame. Prakasha means light, right? So they come out. Okay. They attain fame. They attain recognition. Prakashyam gachanti. Janmana kimasti. It is only because of the gunas that are inside them. Tersham udayena. Tersham udayena, because of their rising, because of the manifestation of their fine qualities, they attain fame, they attain recognition. For this, he is giving a lot of examples. Kausheyam krimijam, so silk. Kausheya is silk. Now, silk, from where do we get silk? It is after all born out of a worm. Krimijam, krimehe chatam. It comes out of krimi. It is after all a worm that gives us the precious silk. Kausheyam krimijam. Upalat suvaranam. Suvaranam, gold. From where do we get gold? We mine gold. Right? We mine gold. Upala is stone. Right? So there, after all, it comes from stones. Right? So if you finally look at it, it's a type of a stone. Right? Stone. Upalat suvaranam labhyate. Goromataha durva api. So goroma, roma, the hair of the cow. From that we get tender grass like durva. Durva is tender grass. Okay. So and durva is also arugampul. Okay. But I do not understand why they are saying this goromataha durva labhyate. I referred a book and it said that it is some Purana Vachana. I could not find any reference to it. Maybe I will try this week and get back to you on that next week. Goromataha durva api. Pankat tamarasam. Tamarasam padmam. And from where do we get to Padma? Padma is very precious. It is a beautiful flower. So that comes from Panka. Panka is muddled water. Right? So it comes from Kichad. Pankat tamarasam labhyate. Udadhehe shashankaha. So from the ocean, okay, we have got the moon. So udadhehe shashankaha. Gomayat indivaram. Indivaram is again blue lotus. Indivaram, that comes from Gomaya. Okay. Gomaya is Gopurisha, Kaudab. Okay. Gomayat Indivaram, this again, I am not sure how it comes. Okay. So, don't know. So, I'll have to refer and get back to you on this next week. If any of you know this, you may please share it with everyone in the class and with me. Gomayat Indivaram. Kashthat Agni. We get Agni from wood. Kashtha. Ahehe Phanat Mani. Ahehe Phanat. Phana is the hood. Ahi is snake. So from the hoods of the snake, we get precious gems. Mani. Go Pittataha Rochana. So Go Rochana. You know, Go Rochana, it is, I think it is used, it is a medicine. It's used as a medicine in Ayurveda for treating various kinds of sickness, illnesses. So that comes from the pitta of the cow. Go Pittataha. So I was just Googling about that and I found that, they say that it is obtained from the stomach of the bull, or they say that it is comes from the gallbladder. I could not spend much time on it, so I do not know how Gorochana comes. Gopittataha Rochana. So you can see precious things come from those places or those things that are not well respected. But that does not matter. So the janma does not matter. The guna is what that matters. That's the idea. It's very evident, clear. Guninaha swa guna udayena prakashyam gacchandi. Guninaha, people who have fine qualities, swa guna udayena. So because of their own great qualities, they attain fame. Janmanaki. So janma has got nothing to do with it. Mushika grihajatapi hantavya swapakarini bhakshya pradanair marjaro hitakrit prarthyate nyataha. Sorry for another typo. It is anyataha. Mushika grihajatapi hantavya swapakarini bhakshya pradanair marjaro hitakrit prarthyate nyataha. Mushika griha jata api hantavya swa apakarini mushika griha jata api hantavya bhakshya pradanaihi marjaraha hitakrit prarthyate anyataha. Griha jata api swa apakarini mushika hantavya. So we can have a home-born mushika, a mouse that is born in this very house, let us say. Griha jata, asmin grihe jata. Parantu sa kim karoti, apakaram karoti. She spoils so many things for us. Right? We're not able to sleep peacefully at night. Okay. So she is creating a lot of trouble. She is doing apakara. So apakarini mushika hantavya, she has to be killed. And there is no compassion. Oh my God, she was a home-born mushika. I don't want to kill her, but she's troubling me. So the best solution is to kill her. Parantu anyataha anitaha hitakrit marjara. So in order to kill this mushika, what do? We go and start, raise a cat. We get a kitten from outside, anyataha, from somewhere else. But if the marjara is going to do hita for us, if the cat is going to do good for us, if it is going to keep the house mouse free, without without it is going to keep us in peace, then that marjara becomes our hitakrit. Hitam karoti iti hitakrit. It does good for us. Tadrishaha marjaraha bhakshya pradanaihi prarthyate. So what do? So we offer milk and we offer other bhakshyas to that marjara. And we literally, plead that marjara that please keep this house safe and please let me be at peace. Tadrishaha marjaraha prarthyate. Kutaha saha hitakrit ityataha eva. Because it is doing something that is ultimately beneficial for us. But this Mushika was homeborn, been around for a very long time. But then is doing apakara for us, is creating trouble. She has to be killed. So what is the idea? He says that you might be having people around you, okay, thinking that these people have been around for a very long time. So let me take suggestion from those people again and again. And you are, after all, a Shrigala. You do not belong to any close group of mine. So I will keep you aside. That should not be your attitude, because I am your hitakrit. So I have to actually be bhakshya pradanaihi yatha marjaraha prarthyate evameva bhavata maya saha api vartitavya. So you have to actually treat me in that manner only. You have to respect me and provide me appropriate care and take care of me, because I am, after all, your well-wisher. And these people who are always with you, they are not doing anything good. Eranda bhindarkanalaih prabhutairapi sanchitaih darukrityam yatha nasti tathaivagnyaih prayojanam. Eranda bhindarkanalaih prabhutairapi sanchitaih darukrityam yatha nasti tathaivagnyaih prayojanam. Eranda Hinda arka nalaihi prabhutaihi api sanchitaihi daru krityam yatha nasti tathaiva agnaihi prayojanam. So he says Eranda nala, Hinda nala and Arka nala. So the stems of these plants. Eranda plant is castor plant, okay, that we get castor oil from the seeds of that plant, that is eranda. Bhinda, bhinda is lady's finger. Eranda, bhinda, arka is erukka chedi in Tamil. I don't know what it is called in English. Okay, so arka plant. So the stems of these plants are very tender. Eranda, bhinda, arka nalaihi prabhutairapi sanchitaihi. So let us say that you have gathered a lot of stems. Prabhuta, you have the nalas of these plants. Eranda, bhinda and arka collected a lot of their stems. But then, can you do something from that? Can it be as strong as something that is made up of daru, of wood? Daru krityam yetesham nalaihi na bhavishyati. Daru krityam yetesham nalaihi yatha nasti. The way you cannot build something as strong as a pillar that is made up of daru, of wood. It will not be that strong at all, because these are really tender stems. Evameva tathaiva agnaihi prayojanam. So that is the prayojana of having agnyas around you. Agnyaha, yaha na janati saha agnyaha. Dull people, those who do not know anything, those who have no idea about statecraft, policy making and things like that, because of the virtue of their birth or because of the virtue of associating with you for over a long time, if you are having them around, you are ultimately a loser. Agnaha tadeva prayojanam. Yatha yetesham prayojanam nasti evameva ajnanam api bhavati. Just like how the stems of these plants are not good for constructing anything strong. Eranda, bhinda and arka. You can collect a lot of them. Prabhutairapi sanchitaihi. Even if when you have collected a lot of these stems, they will not be useful. Similarly, you can have $100, you absolutely useless. Nothing you are going to get from that. Arka, the sun plant. Okay. Okay. Some other questions. Kim bhaktena samarthena, kim shaktena pakarina, bhaktam shaktam cha mam rajan, navagnatum tvamarhasi. Kim bhaktena samarthena, kim shaktena pakarina, bhaktam shaktam cha mam rajan, navagnatum tvamarhasi. Kim bhaktena asamarthena, kim shaktena apakarina, bhaktam shaktam cha mam rajan na avagnatum tvam arhasi. Very straightforward. He says, asamarthena bhaktena kim. Let us say you have a bhakta, very loyal to you. But he's not good. He's not capable of anything. He's asamartha. Tadrishena asamarthena bhaktena kim prayojanam. What is the use of having a good for nothing loyal sevaka? He won't do anything for you. Maybe he can do bhajana. Maybe say good things to you, sing your praises morning and evening. Other than that, he won't be able to accomplish a single task for you. Tadrishena kim prayojanam. Evameva apakarina shaktena kim. Let us say you have a very capable sevaka. Shaktaha kimapi kartum shakyate tena. He can accomplish anything, but he is an apakari. He is not your well-wisher. He will spoil things for you. Apakarina shaktena va kim rajan. Bhaktam shaktam cha mam. But I am your bhakta and I am your I am shakta as well. I am capable of doing things, capable of accomplishing things. Tadrisham mam. That kind of a person I am, and you are not supposed to, ignore me and dishonor me. Mam avagnatum na arhasi. So please pay heed to my words. So do not think of me as just a jackal who can be ignored. Please don't have that kind of a view. I am your bhakta and I am also capable enough to handle your problems and provide appropriate solutions. Pingalakaha aha. Bhavatvevam tavat asamarthas samartho va chidantanastam asmakam mantriputraha tad vishrabdham bruhi yatkinchit bhaktu kamaha. So Pingalaka says, Bhavatu. The Sandhi Cheda, Sandhi said, Pingalakaha aha. Bhavatu yevam tavat. Bhavatu yevam tavat. Asamarthaha samarthaha. Chirantanaha tvam asmakam mantriputraha. Tat vishrabdham bruhi yatkinchit bhaktu kamaha. So Pingalaka says, Bhavatvevam tavat. So let it go. Okay. Evam tavat bhavatu. Let it be. Asamarthaha samarthaha va. Competent or incompetent. Okay. You are our Mantriputra. Okay. And you have been around for a very long time. Chirantanaha. You have been there for a very long time. You are the son of my ex-minister. Okay. Asmakam Chirantanaha Mantrinaha Bhavan Putraha. Ityataha eva Vishrabdham Bruhi. So fearlessly you can talk. You don't have to put, you don't have to talk so much, such a big pithika you have given. That is not needed. Okay. You can talk to me fearlessly. I won't do anything to you. You don't have to have given so much of explanation. Not needed. Vishrabdham Bruhi. Fearlessly you can talk. Yatkinchit bhaktu kamaha Bruhi. Whatever it is that you want to talk, please talk. Express it fearlessly. Damanakaha deva vignapyam kinchidasti. Damanakaha aha vignapyam kinchidasti. So I have some submission to make. Vignapyam. I want to tell something to you. I have a very humble submission to make. Pingalaka aha tannivedaya abhipretam. Pingalakaha aha tannivedaya abhipretam. Tannivedaya tat nivedaya abhipretam. So whatever you want to, whatever is your abhipraya, whatever you have wished for, whatever you have thought about, nivedaya. Please convey. So, api svalpataram karyam yad bhavet prithivipateh tannavacyam sabha madhye provachedam brihaspatihi. Api svalpataram karyam yad bhavet prithivipateh tannavacyam sabha madhye provachedam brihaspatihi. Api swalpataram karyam yat bhavet prithivipateh tat na vachyam sabha madhye provacha idam brihaspatihi. Yat swalpataram api prithivipateh karyam. Could be a small matter. Swalpataram api karyam. It's a very, very small matter, let us say, but it is something pertaining to the king, some royal matter. Prithivipateh swalpataram api karyam. Some small matter that is related with the king. Even that, sabha madhye navachyam. It is not to be spoken in a sabha. It is not to be spoken in public so that 100 other people are listening. No, that is not the way to deal with royal matters. They have to be dealt secretly. They have to be told only in private. That sabha madhye navachyam idam brihaspatihi provacha. Not my opinion. The great Niti Shastrajna Brihaspati has told this. He says, Swalpataramapi prithivipateh karyam bhavet. Could be a very small matter, but then not to be spoken. Tadekantike madvignapyam akaranayantu devapada. Tadekantike madvignapyam akaranayantu devapada. Your Majesty. Ekantike madvignapyam akaranayantu. So please listen to me privately. Okay? Please listen to me privately. Please dismiss this council. Okay. So let me have a conversation with you in private. Yataha vai Shatkarno bhidyate mantraschatushkarnas sthiro bhavet tasmat sarva prayatnena Shatkarnam varjayet sudhihi. Shatkarno bhidyate mantraschatushkarnas sthiro bhavet tasmat sarva prayatnena Shatkarnam varjayet sudhihi. Mantraha. Shatkarnaha bhidyate mantraha. Chatushkarnaha sthiraha bhavet. Chatushkarnaha sthiraha bhavet. Tasmat sarva prayatnena Shatkarnam varjayet sudhihi. Straightforward again. Shatkarnaha mantraha bhidyate. So, Shatkarnaha mantraha, a secret. Mantraha here refers to some kind of a secret. Okay. Shatkarnaha bhavet. So, if it becomes available to 6 years, okay. So Shatkarnaha, 6 years. If it becomes available to 6 years, means what? It is known to a third person. Okay. If it becomes known to a third person, mantraha bhidyate. That's all. The lifetime of the secret is over. Okay. Secret is finished off. Chatushkarnaha sthiraha bhavet. So if it stays within 4 years, Chatushkarnaha mantraha sthiraha bhavet. So that has a very long life. Sthiraha bhavet. Tasmat sudhihi. So the one who is intelligent, who has a fine intellect. Dhihi is buddhihi, intellect. Sarva prayatnena. So by all efforts, Shatkarnam varjayet. He has to avoid Shatkarna. He has to avoid talking to a third person about a secret. A secret should always stay between 2 people, and the third person is not supposed to come. Atha pingalaka-bhiprayajna vyaghradvipi vrika purassara sarvepi tadvachas samakarnya samsadi takshana deva duri bhuta kritascha Tatascha Damanaka udakagrahanaartham pravrittasya swaminah kimiha nivritya avasthan atha pingalaka abhiprayajñāh vyaghra dvipi vrika purassaraha sarve api tadvachah samakaranya samsadi tatkshanadeva duribhutaha kritascha. So pingalaka abhiprayajñāh. So now the others in the sabha have understood the abhipraya of Pingalaka. Pingalaka is also in agreement with Damanaka. One can read from his face. Having known this, Vyaghara Dvipi Vrikapurassaraha. So the tigers, leopards, wolves that were there. Okay. Vyaghara Dvipi Vrikapurassaraha Sarve api. So, and other animals as well. Tadvacha Samakarnya. So having heard this vacha, this vachana of Damanaka, Pingalaka has not openly mentioned anything. He has not dismissed the council, but having heard Damanaka, Samsadi Takshanadeva Duribhuta. So from at that moment itself, they went away. Duribhutaha athava kritascha, or they were made to go away by others, or maybe Pingalaka. They were made to go away, or they went away by themselves. Tatascha Damanakaha aha. Then Damanaka says, then Damanaka talks to Pingalaka. Udaka grahanartham pravrittasya swaminaha kimiha nivritya avasthanam. So swaminaha kidrishasya swaminaha udaka grahanartham pravrittasya. So Swami, you went to drink water. Right? Vipasa kulaha, you came to Yamuna Tata. Udaka grahanartham. In order to drink water, you came here. You started. Parantu kim iha atra nivritya. You have receded. You have come back, and you are staying there. Nivritya avasthan. You are staying here after having receded, and you have not taken water. Why? What is the matter with you? Damanaka has spoken this. I think we can stop here. If there are any questions? Not many questions. I can see. No questions? We can stop here then. Wait in the next class. Astu. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Namaskaraha. See you again on Tuesday. Arha. Yes. Siddhartha. And yes, Dwarakanath Mahodaya. Yes, you can unmute yourself, Mahodaya. Am I audible? Yes, Dwarakanath Mahodaya, you can unmute.
Nalaha ityukte kim? Nalaha ityukte kim?
I can't hear you.
Nalaha ityukte kim?
I'm sorry. I think. Mahodaya. Dwarakanath Mahodaya.
Nalaha ityukte kim? Nalaha.
Nalaha is the stem. Stem. Am I audible? Yes. Bala Subramanian Mahodaya.
Some of the words are just teaching are not found here.
I'm sorry, you're not audible. Hello?
Which edition? Which edition are you following? I'm following Kali edition. I'm not able to find many of the verses, at least some of the verses that you are teaching.
Okay. I should have mentioned that in the class. I started off with the Kali edition, but then there is another edition which is available in. There is a wiki source has because it is easy for me to copy and paste the verse for the PPT. So I'm following that. I'll share the link with you. I'll share the link with everybody in the class. Okay, Sanskrit wiki source Panchatantra is available there. Just Google, you say Sanskrit wiki source Panchatantra. The text is there.
Yeah, quite a few verses have been missing, and the last one which we saw, it's numbered near slide as 108, and in my book it is only 99. So.
Okay. I think I'm following the wiki source because it is easier for me because I started off with Kale only, but it was very difficult for me to type every verse. I should have mentioned this in the class. I'm sorry. This wiki source is available. So
If you copy that, I will. Okay, I think somebody is supposed to read. I will take care.
Namaskar. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah.